press the. Never mind. I forgot to hit the button to put the thing on Twitter. I got reposted by someone a couple of weeks ago. You'd never guess who. Murrah knows who it was. No, someone reposted my notification that we were live on Twitter. It was Evo Sky. I don't think it was the real one. I know, it was really cute. It was like, hold on, you've been reposted. I was like, what? By EO Sky. What? Oh no, it was back in April. It was the Final Fantasy IV the After Years grinding on the moon. EO Sky reposted your link. I was like, what? EO Sky is reposting my links to Final Fantasy IV the After Years? What insanity is this? What kind of a world do we live in where I get retweeted by a wrestler when playing FF4 the After Years? Oh. That's like when it's like that whole issue I have when I'm popular because of the Wiltshire Weeb videos. Ugh. Intro. Why aren't you playing intro? Oh, I gotta change your volume again, Ollie. You're very quiet again. Yeah. For some reason on Discord, on whatever device you're using at the moment, you come across very low. Like everyone else is at like a normal. Because yeah, well at the moment you're at 180%. Have you increased the gain? Maybe. Well, you maybe should increase the gain a little bit. Yeah, you're louder now. Let me just turn you down a bit. What I'll do is I'll put you down to the same output as everyone else, and we'll see if we can hear you. Okay, so you're at the. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, because yeah, if you're going to be there, as I said, just turn it up and turn it down a little bit. I'm always tweaking the gain on my microphone. Well, all I'd say is when you're going to sit back down on your knees, just turn it up a bit more. Because then it will pick you up when you've moved back. Because the problem is, you tend to sort of go like a bit like sort of whispering. My problem is my microphone seems to be like sometimes it doesn't pick me up very well, but it will pick up the conversation 2 rooms away. It's so annoying at times. And mine's a Yeti as well. It's a blue Yeti. It's not a like nasty mic. Yeah. It's because when I was using a audio cable one, I was getting weird feedback. Okay, that's fine. Well, like I said, all I'd say is just if you're going to move away from your mic, just remember it and turn your gain up accordingly. Yeah, because I don't hear this problem on your streams. But then again, I think you're using the other mic at that point, aren't you? Ah, yeah, that explains it. Well, the only reason you're not on camera now is because no one else seems to want to be on camera. That's just me. I the horror camera. And also, he tends to have other people sort of like chatting in the background and stuff as well, and family things. So it's different for him. Jack's right. No one cares what he looks like, even with his Dooku hair. Uh, that's like the day I went into work. Well, I went into college and got roundly told off because I had Sephiroth hair. Oh yeah, there were some proper envy rants. No, this was before that. This was. I didn't watch anyone. I didn't go to the toilet with anyone. I just got moaned at because, like, you've got Sephi hair. Did you style it like that on purpose? No, it just did it by itself. What? Yes, the person was very salty about it for a few minutes. Yes, because they had tried. And they were the one who actually had the toilet Sephi, eventually. Yeah. Thinking of Sephi, yeah, we're eventually going to get to Final Fantasy VII, maybe, eventually. Yes. Well, not. Well, yeah, tomorrow, yes. I need to apologise over taking my anger out on it, but I will do that tomorrow. Right. Okay. At the end of the last session, I quickly sped through the last part. So basically, you head back to the tower. You pick up the guy who's been waiting for you because the cleric who's joined your party, Hazelhoof, who basically what happened. This was while you were all partying and reveling. Hazelhoof had been listening to Braveheart and he's talking about Skardha and Purin, and she suddenly considered that this would give her the opportunity to live a life that she's always wanted to lead. So she absconded during the night, and she ran as fast as her little legs could carry her to the village, to Purin's village. She bolted there all night before anyone kicked off or before any of the things started. So she was able to tell them what happened and what was going down. So that's how your allies were able to meet you in the woods and why she was there with them and why Felder was there and why there was a cart waiting at the Guardian's place and why the Guardian was basically waiting for you when you got there because Hazel Hoover done all these things because of the inspiration of Braveheart. She's decided to actually join their order as a cleric. Um, and is a full-on worshipper of Purin. Um, the first of the Centaurans to actually join their order. So yeah, that's where she was running off to, and why your allies were suddenly ready for you. So you're on the way back. The last of the yes. Some of you could actually hop onto the cart for some of the rides, so you could get a long rest on the way back. The same as an overnight. And also, you didn't fall into the trap of trying to fight them at night. Those guys were lethal at night. They could teleport in twilight or in darkness. So you didn't fall for my trap. If you tried fighting them at night or had used any kind of smoke effects or anything, they'd have been teleporting around. So yes, I was a little bit frustrated by that, but more frustrated with my knee. So yes, I do apologise to players for that. I was getting a little bit testy. It makes me very short-tempered. Mm. It's like when you attempt to make bad jokes, it hurts us. Mm. Your Honor, I want that struck from the record. Sustained. Awesome. Yeah. Well, no, you would do the same as when you're taking watch. So you would have your allotted slot in there and then swap around. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. These things happen. These things happen. It's a lot to take in. Mm. So yeah, have you got all your spells and everything sorted? I just realised I hadn't actually leveled up Apanak, so I'm just quickly doing that. Because of yeah, I was going to say like all because of his dislike of West Virginia. Okay. Yeah, he's ready. Well, just double check them because yeah, 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 yeah. Because that's a yes. Because one is an ability within the weapon itself, and one is an ability you're putting on the weapon. So yes. Oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. Uh, Jack, was there anything else? Um, um, ow. Yeah, I was gonna say you can't be hurting your strangling hand. You need that for strangling your. You need that for strangling Ross on Sunday. I know, and he would know that I was joking, and you know that I'm joking. Yes. Okay, so that's that done. Felder's ready. Oh God. Don't know why. I was going to compare it to something like a White Claw. Yeah, like White Claw. Okay, once again, no. wait, it's Fang. So yes, there is a useful thing of them having weapon mastery on antimatter rifle. Well, seeing that there's a person there with an antimatter rifle, yes, because Thingy's 50 cal is based on the antimatter rifle. Dex score, not strength score. That's better. I forgot because Fang is the one that's in the mobile suit. No, no, that's not appearing. It appeared last. It had a cameo last week. I was going to just use the model. I was just going to use the toy. It would be big enough. Yeah. That's the thing I miss. Actually having minis and playing in person. Yeah, I know. I miss it already. Okay. So, are you ready to go to the final camp? Uh, Everything facing the wrong way, as usual. There we go. Hunter D is basically being a cart horse. We shall see the rise of the Raisenreich. The next campaign, the rise of the Raisenreich. Besides, you've got a Centauran of your own now, Jack. You've got lovely Hazel Hoof. Oh dear. How? What? How? But they're horses. How would that even work? That oddly enough, that was one of the questions I did come up with when I was talking to Phil about Harry Potter. Because in one of the later books, you do have a centaur character who becomes a teacher in the school, and I thought, I wonder if there was a scene that we never saw where he's walking down the corridor, and you know that you would have that moment where he's walking on the corridor, and you, of course, for comedic effect, you'd have to have Snape walking beside him or walking close by. And then he does that thing that horses do, where he just takes a massive dump on the floor, flicks his tail, and walks away. And you've just got Snape looking at him like, Professor, did you just shit on the floor in front of me and walk away? And he just turns back like, yes, I did. And then just keeps going. And you've just got Snape stood there like, yes, just doing his best sort of. I know he wasn't doing it at me, he was just doing it, but I feel somewhat offended and also put out by this. And I'm sure that Mr. Filch is going to be very upset by the sheer number of times this has probably happened. But yeah, Phil basically agreed with me. Like, yeah, there's probably going to be loads of times where he like accidentally provokes Snape or someone by just pissing in front of them. Just just doing like one of our horses used to do because it was a male teacher, just like stretching forward and letting it go. Hmm. My teacher brought up one thing when it came. Have you ever seen that famous picture of Hadrian's Wall, Romans at Hadrian's Wall, where it would show as part of the picture it shows the toilets, and they have those little sticks that look a little bit like toilet cleaners, but they have like wadded stuff on the end of them, and they were like a stick. My teacher brought up one thing. It was like those sticks things, right? That the Romans used to clean their areas. One thing they never bring up in the books, were those provided or were those something you brought yourself? Just something to consider. Yeah, he was a great guy. Um, he left teaching when I was in my last year to look after his son. His son had a. I don't think this would be doxing him. Um, and his initials were like the same as the German name for a youth hostel, a Junge Herdberger, but it was like DJH would be on the front because it was like Deutsche Jungen Herdberger. That's the only one of the few weird German words I know. I know a bit of conversational German, but I also, yeah, we also learned what a youth hostel was in German. So yeah, Okay. Well, you arrive back at the camp, and there has clearly been a fight. Several of the tents are looking very broken and damaged. There's a smell of sulfur in the air. And I don't mean the sort from one of Shang Tsung's slow moving fireballs. Um, it would also help if I actually changed the map for you guys instead of just talking to myself and not doing it. Oops. It's because I was staring at your tokens on a green field and didn't realise I hadn't actually moved you to the map. Okay, so now you're on the correct map. Ahead of you, you can see some of the conspirators at the edge of your vision, and it's oddly dark for this time of the day. Like it shouldn't be. It's not night, but it's shadowy. Hazelhoof looks at you and goes, "I think it's sorcery, master. Oh, I'm not sure. What should I actually call you? Um, Lord? Would you be Lord Fanged Heart? Oh no, Lord Braved Heart. Sorry, I combined you with your wolf then because your names are combined on my screen. Actually, I think you're. Actually, I think the thingy screen is giving you the wrong screen as well. Um, yes. Oh no, no, no. Um, no, there's nothing. No, it's actually just displaying your labels like I wanted it to. I don't. I haven't done anything. That's just typical. It freaking does that at the last minute. I was thinking about how to do that earlier on, and right, never mind. Um, yeah, I'd say it's up to you. Lord sounds more natural. No, not really. Um, it's not. It's not really for. It's not really. Yeah, dispel magic would do it. It's more like. Um, it's not so much a twilight spell. It just seems more like smoke. No, it wouldn't really help. Felder looks over to you guys. Well, maybe we should go and check it out. If I move to the edge of the wooden stakes, I can always provide covering fire if anything happens. Isn't that right, Wolfie? the sort of robotic wolf sort of goes, mm, 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 and its weapons seem to sort of activate and start tracking. Hunter D yells over, "Should I bring the Guardian up with you?" Okay. Hunter C and G basically say to you, "Well, whatever happens, we'll do what you say. You've got our spears, well, our bows." Thanks. Well, the wives are coming up to do like you said and just take a defensive position where they can able to shoot, but also where they would be behind some degree of cover. Oh, I haven't leveled up Hazelhoof. She might be able to learn Gust. It's not a high level spell. Okay, level 10. Just spell casting. Spellcasting modifier is she's a cleric, so is it wisdom for clerics? I just can't remember at the moment. Wisdom. No. Oh. Yeah, wisdom. So you have +1. Stone and Dex. Oh, but she has got one very, very useful ability. Divine Intervention. You can call on your deity or pantheon to intervene on your behalf as a magic action. Choose any cleric spell level 5 or lower that doesn't require a reaction to cast. As part of the same action, you can cast that spell without expanding a spell slot or needing material components. Oh no, that's weird. That's a magic. See, the first part of it seems like you're asking for a divine intervention, and then the second part just gives you a kind of half-assed. You don't need materials to use a spell slot. Well, no, you can cast one spell without a spell slot. See, I would say because divine intervention never used to do that. It just used to be that you could ask your DM for a miracle. I suspect they probably added it because a lot of DMs just didn't do it, or would just be kind of petty about it because it was like a. Because some DMs are like that. It's like, oh, you want to give your players a chance? No, don't want to do that. I want to make it supremely awkward. Uh, oh, gust. Oh, she has got gust of wind. Yeah, that'd do it. Gust of wind would do it. Yeah, she's already got it, apparently. I didn't notice. How many spells has she got left to pick? One cantrip. So we'll go for. Pardon me. Thaumaturgy. And 4 spells to learn. So, healing word. It's got a bit more of a useful heal. This prayer of healing takes too long. Oh, summon. That's a good one. Summon Celestial. Hmm. Get rid of that one. And oh, there we go. That's the other one you want. Greater Restoration. Always a great spell to have if you're a cleric. So many things, so many situations in games which can be dealt with Greater Restoration. You'd be honestly astonished, especially in Curse of Strahd. Loads. Yeah, that in the book would actually completely cure his issue. Yeah, he's in the book, but it's kind of hidden away because he's not supposed to remember it. So, and they don't really expect you in written to actually fix him. I did similar in one of the other campaigns. You know, I didn't want to hurt this one guy because he just seemed genuinely quite a nice person, and the party were like, "No, we need to kill him to get to the last boss," and the DM was really sort of militant about it because we didn't really need to do it. But oh well, that's how these things go. Okay, so the wives are all ready. Did you want Hazelhoof to blow the use blow the smoke? Um, Mina does that where she is. Um, well, she could always swap places with Sherry because Felder's quite happy going over there because she needs to be quite close anyway. Okay, I'll move Mina somewhere a little closer. Um, so, yep, there's your circle of power. Yeah, actually, Mina has an ability that would help with that because Mina's a Twilight cleric. That means she can give people the ability to see in dim light. Eyes of Eyes of Night As an action, you can share your 300 feet dark vision with up to 3 willing creatures that you can see within 10 feet of you, lasting 1 hour. Any of the ones who are going to go in, I would say to definitely use that on them, because then if anything uses darkness on them, they will just be able to see. You have some dark vision, but you only have, I think it's 150 feet. This would double that, out to 300. Yeah, it would be better on the casters, on your healing casters, because then they would be able to heal you without going in and be able to see you perfectly. In case you go out of that 100, because I don't think a lot of the ones have it. Mm, mm. Okay, so okay, I'm just going to change your thing on the token. So Kinryu. Isn't really a thing for like being able to see Kinryu. So who was it? Kinryu, Braveheart. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's been adjusted on D&D Beyond. Well, I mean on Roll20. Um, so yeah, I'll use that. I know it actually is a symbol for charmed, but I don't think any of these people are going to attempt to charm you. So no, they won't. The Shadowhorn do not do charm. I think the closest they get is maybe charm in. Um, it's a toilet bear. Um, but yeah, if you get in a lot of trouble, Mina can put a shadow um, Twilight Sanctuary, which would actually fill the area close to the healers with dim light, so they would get disadvantage on anything shooting at them if needed. But it also does give other benefits, like giving 1d6 plus 10 temporary hit points to all those that are there, and they also can't be frightened or charmed. And it goes with her. So Twilight clerics can be absolute badasses. Okay, so would that be all of your buffs and things ready? You have to tell me what it does. Um, how long does it last? You might want to save doing that until the fight starts. When the fight starts. Well, the thing is, the ones who are closer to it, the ones who are going into it, have got the can see further. And if it turns out to be smoke, you can, you've got someone who can blow the smoke away. So yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, you're going to be going in, I suspect. So okay, just I just noticed there was one last character who wasn't ready. Just fixing that, and then I assume whoever's going to go in is going to go in. Oh, that's better. +7. Not perfect, but still better than it was. Okay, so who's going to head in first? Okay, who's who comes up with you? Close enough to be in range. So Kinryu wants to move up. Um, okay. Okay, as you get closer, you can see that in the center by the main fire. Actually, there should be a light there. There we go. As you get closer, you see that um, the conspirators are all standing around cheering. In their center, with his arms raised, is Vexar, as he now declares himself the new Khan of the Centauran tribes, voted in unison the by the other Khans. On the other side of the camp, you can see your allies, the other Khans, all bound and imprisoned on the floor, being surrounded by those Order of Blood people you met before in their red robes and black stone daggers, and black stone weapons. Amongst them is your brother, is Scarred Heart. As he turns to them, as you can see, we have brought them under your yoke, Khan Vexar, and they vote in favor of you for leader. The title is the Khanship is yours now, Vexar. What you do with it is up to you, so long as you keep your tithes and offerings to our lords and to me. Agreed. Vexar seems annoyed by this, but yes, you are clearly the Blood God's chosen one. Oh no, I have replaced the false god of the Order of Blood. You serve me, so you must remember that, or perish, like your brothers, the ones who voted against you, will. Once we see, once we see to finish them off. Clan Vexar looks at them. No, you can't do that. They have to go back to their tribes. They have to serve me. Fine, do what you will. Real politicking it means nothing to me. Just remember to keep our deal. Nyaxar, the smoke veil, turns as he sees you. My lord, the outsiders have returned. They bring the guardian. Approach. Kinryu the pusher. Kinryu the pushy smasher. I would have audience with you. Give you a chance. A chance my people never had. Assemble my forces. Let them see the glory that the Shadowhorn have brought. The unity. Approach. He beckons you forward. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to approach, or just the other side of the first bonfire? Okay. As you approach, you can see that the Order of Blood have basically subjugated the Khans and their bodyguards. Each of them seems blooded and quite badly hurt. The opposing Khans, they seem to be quite hurt as well. So it looks like they did actually fight this out. But you can't really be sure of why one side won out. Hazelhoof is following slowly behind you. She's she's moving closer, but she is staying. She's basically moving up with you to help you and communicate what she thinks has happened. Yes, I think they did. They probably tipped the balance. My lord, they probably insinuated it would be honourable combat, then waited until the fight was almost concluded, and then stepped in and, you know, assisted at the last. That's why they're keeping them alive. With magics, they might be able to alter their memories to make it seem like an honourable victory. And then law would have it that Vexar would be Khan. But as the vote is not unanimous yet, well, as the final, you could challenge. It's a desperate ploy, but it could be done. There's far more witnesses now. Legally, yes, there would be no harm in healing other spectators, and if the Order of Blood have a problem with it, I don't think their allies would support it. You have to remember that only the Shadowhorn support the Empire of Blood. How they've managed to get Malgor and Varak to do what they want is quite surprising. It wouldn't take a lot for them to turn on him. They must have something on them. But they would turn on him in a moment. If they had an alternative, my lord, actually, my lord, I have an alternative plan. Challenge him to leadership of the Shadowhorn. Not to the Khanship, to his own leadership. If he loses that, he doesn't get a vote. He gets kicked. You then would end up taking over his group. He'd be out of his own faction. No, they would have no part in that because you're not challenging to the leadership, the Khanship. You're challenging him to join and take over his war horn. That is something he would have to answer himself alone. That would that would I believe Charleston would call this a snookering. And the law is that you have to have 4 feet. So you could either ride your wolf or technically one of the brides into combat. Like a, yes. I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn, my lord. Hazel who've sort of like as long as you cast it before the combat, it's fine. If it's a touch spell, even better, because then Jumanji wise, you could slap him on the back and go, "Good luck to you, sir." Just happen to cast that touch spell that everyone else is going to pretty much cast when they go by you. We're very much on the same page with that one. The artificers are like, pretty much every artificer is like, yes, I'm going to cast like like if they aren't going to cast heroism or something else or um well, one of them can cast shield on you. And no, as I said, you just have to buff him before the combat starts, but he has to declare the combat first, and then you just like, good luck. Just making sure I'm on camera when I do the little. Oh, good luck, sir. I'd say so, yeah, because you won't be able to cast. You won't be able to cast afterwards. It gives you +2. To be honest, 10 rounds of combat is a lot. And Hazel Hoof has got greater restoration, so she could bring you back from that. Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you want, Pussy Smasher? His allies, Okay, his allies look visibly sort of unnerved by what you're saying. Oh yeah, it's shame. You don't need to incite these guys. They are ashamed. They know they've done the wrong thing. Malgor looks over at Vexar. My Khan, you said that all the scouts that were sent to intercept them were killed. Scar, go and check that out. Scar races to the edge of the barrier and looks out and sees the various hunters who are still alive. My lord, they live. They live. Is my son amongst them? Yes, he is. He sort of he sort of makes a strange hissing noise. Like, why are you here? You hear some noise behind you as the car actually comes rumbling up. You're pulling a cart. You, you can't be doing these horse things. Scar, I need to present the Guardian. The Guardian steps forward. Once I actually ungroup them, so I can actually drag him up here. He races forward. His old frame hampering his movements. He tells the truth. Yes, a shiny white as well. Yes, I keep myself clean. I'm not quite Skeletor, but close. Your boobs. He steps forward. I can't even remember the. I wish I'd rewatched the other episode because I can't remember what voice I did for him anymore. It was so long ago. I really should have rewatched it, as he's now become Skeletor. Um, I, the Guardian, am the truest lawkeeper of the Centauran people. Is that not true? All the Khans immediately. Yes, yes, you are. You are the Guardian. You are the keeper of Motoro's truth, his true legacy. Then, you know what must be done. There has been treachery afoot. Khan Vexar, the Ashen Die, you may hold the title of Khan for now, but Hidryu the Pussy Smasher is the true and rightful heir of Motoro. He is Motoro's champion. It is to him that we need to place our faith to end this deadlock, to end these wars. Motoro saw this would happen. He saw this future would happen where danger would be reaching to us, and the old ways would not be good enough. They would not serve us any longer. And we need to bring the sisters back as we did in the old days. We cannot turn upon each other. We need to bring everyone together. He can do this. Vexar looks at you and just goes, I've waited too long, given too much, plotted for too long to have my victory taken away by a foolish old man. If he insists on us abandoning the old ways, then we will finish this in the old ways, and that will answer his prattle. We will deal with this in the way of Motoro. In Mortal Kombat. Try not to swear, having said that. I know, I kept hearing the Annihilation version in my head, like, no, trying not to sound like that. Yeah, I know, I was like, I'm trying not to sound like that. Trying my best to drop it in, like, Fortunately, there was a grey wizard. No, no, Kinryu, you do not need to worry. A long time ago, there was a grey wizard who came to our shores. He was a mighty wizard who had travelled far and wide across many dimensions and many realities. And he said to me, when it came to rules, that the greatest of all rules was something he called the rule of Air Bud. And that states that if it is not written in the rulebook, then there is no law against it. And that is how a dog can play the game known as basketball. I have not heard of this sport, but apparently, according to him, it was of great importance in some places. So, exactly, the rule of Air Bud. Then you can ride one of your wives just to give you the same balance that you would have as a centauran. The Khans and everything are basically retreating into their tents. Um, they're only doing it to give you a little bit more space to maneuver because they can still see from inside their tents. It just gives you a better combat area. Okay, I'm just um. I'm just checking to see if there's any other buffs that any of the others could give you. Yeah, as I said, I think everyone's done everything they can. And if anyone asks anything, you can just say you are making them more comfortable. They seem to be in some form of distress. Exactly. They can't really. And yeah, as I said, they just looked in discomfort. So, you kind of wanted to make sure they were all right. Because otherwise they can't really witness anything if they're hurt. Yes, unless you had like silent casting, which I don't think anyone has. Yeah, there's ways of ways of doing that. Um, yeah, if you had like silent cast where you could like sneakily, sort of cast your charms. Um, the problem is a lot of stuff has the ability of giving temporary hit points, and you don't really need that. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Oh, what's your melee range? Okay, okay, he is going to give you a blessing. He comes over. And he goes, "Put out your. Have you put your weapons away for a second, my boy? Do you you don't have any weapons? Oh, perfect, perfect. Perhaps these would be of assistance." Yes, it's the gauntlets. Yes, yes. He gives you the Blood Reaver gauntlets. Worm Reaver gauntlets. Yes. They were the chosen weapon of Motoro's father. One of the few things that we know about him. Yeah, they just automatically he blesses them so they attune to you straight away. So are you ready? Okay, let's make this encounter. So it's just going to be you and Mina. Oh, I see. Okay, I need to just do some of the encounter because it's okay. I think I need to reload the thing. Okay, let's try that again. It was giving me some screwed up or like screwed up levels for you. Yeah, it was basically saying you're utterly fucked. It's like he hasn't got a chance in hell, and I was like, and I looked at it wondering, why is it? Why is it saying this is a deadly encounter? Then I looked at it, it was like, oh, it's because Kinry, according to this, is level 5. What? Hmm. Okay, that's more like it. That's it was going to give you like it was going to basically give you like 20,000 XP for finishing this. Like it's like yeah, it should be a deadly encounter, but not quite as bad as it was saying. Oh no, it still says you're level 5. So yeah, I'm just getting screwy information on my end. So yes, I don't have a correct AC for you. Um, 22. Okay. Okay, so roll initiative. No, the rest of you don't. 17. Nice. Okay. So Kinryu starts. Okay, yeah, that's a hit. Are you using the gauntlets to hit him from that far away? Okay, awesome. Yeah. So yeah. 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 Um yeah, his AC is 19. Yeah. Yeah, that first time, yeah. Okay. Okay, it's Mina's turn next. Oh yeah, I forgot to move it. Sorry. Um, yeah, it's only if she does a concentration spell. Hmm. Well, she has some damaging abilities, some cantrips. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I was looking for a particular folder while I was. Okay, sorry. That is a is in Guardians a concentration spell. Yeah, doesn't it still require concentration? Does it have a little C? Uh, So, what spell was it? Because I know they get a bit cute sometimes and hide it away. Guardian of Faith. Conjuration. Duration 8 hours. No, it isn't. I know I've overlooked it sometimes, and no, it isn't. It's just a summoning with no thing. Large spectral guardian. Okay, I think I've got a token for that, so let me just find it. Guardian of Faith. Yeah. I assume you want it in front of you. Awesome. Okay. Okay, it's his turn. So, okay. Vexar is going to. Okay, the effect of. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. He's going to attempt to. Okay, I don't need that open. Don't need that open. So I'm just closing my other tabs. Okay, he's going to replace one of his attacks with the spell Dominate Person. Yep. I'm just loading up the spell a second. This is a charm spell. Okay. Okay, she needs to succeed on a wisdom saving throw. And the wisdom saving throw is 17. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay, he's going to attempt. Okay, as soon as he gets 10 feet, that's when the Guardian attacks. Dex saving throw. It'll be her normal spell casting modifier. Yeah. So 19. I believe that's successful. Yeah. Okay. So he is going to swing at you once he gets here. 5, 10. No, he's got one more. Yeah, now he's in range. No, it would help if I actually put Mina there and not your wolf. There we go. He's going to swing at Mina because she's a cowardly, expletive for abandoning her tribe. Okay. Rolled it. He got an 18. Okay. 19 damage. Slashing damage. 15. What? Oh, I've accidentally put the attack on twice. No, ignore that last bit. I've accidentally put his weapon on twice. So yeah, the 19 stands. The oh no, it is right. It is right. 46. But it's only supposed to be 46 on the second one, not 46 plus 7. So um, so that would be 8 necrotic. Okay, she needs to roll a con save. Okay, so she's on fire. Well, she's got the burning blood curse. So she takes 4d8 fire at the start of each of her turns for 1 minute. Um, he's going to throw his javelin at you, at Kinryu, and miss on a 19. So that's his javelin gone. He's going to take another swing at Mina with his axe. So that's his last attack. Dirty 30. 24 necrotic. No, 24 slashing. And 17 necrotic. He's going to use his bonus action to cast Ashen Veil to become heavily obscured in swirling black smoke. Until the start of his next turn, attacks against him have disadvantage while the smoke lasts, and he can move through he can move through creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. Okay, it's your turn. Yeah. No, they don't see they don't see a problem with this, and they do actually seem uncomfortable. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Yeah, that hits. 15, 27. You got 17 on his strength saving throw. Oh, I forgot to add proficiency, so he got 21. Sorry. Yeah. Nice. 16. Hold on, I'm just catching up with the damage. Okay. Okay. No, I was just rolling it. Yeah, he definitely succeeded. 29. Yeah. Plus things. 16. Okay, he's going to use his reaction. Sodom. Sorry. Okay. No. Yeah. Okay, it's Mina's turn. It's the start of her turn, so she's going to get hit by her blood curse. 15. So that would be the end of her turn. Okay. Okay, Vexar's going to move in. Okay, she's unconscious. So, oh no, it doesn't require concentration, so the Guardian's still there. Hmm. He failed it that time. Yeah. So he takes a couple of steps to the side, comes in from the other side. As you're now slumped down on Mina's unconscious body. He's in range. And he's going to attack recklessly, so he's going to get advantage on his attacks for this turn. 24 with his first attack. 14 slashing damage. Okay. No, because you still take the damage from the necrotic. It's just two different damage types within the same hit. So you would have actually been taking 31 damage, but you take 19 off the total between them. So you would still take, you completely negate the 14 and 5 extra on top of that, so you take 12 necrotic. Yeah, I thought it was just resistant to elemental, but no, that's the other one, isn't it? Mm. Okay, so then roll a con save. So that's a fail. Yeah, that's a pass. Okay, second attack. Dirty 22. Yeah. So 20 slashing. 7 necrotic. And the same thing again. So basically another con save. Yeah. Yeah. So you've got the burning blood curse. Oh, I'll roll the second one. So nat 20 for dirty 32. Well, for 32. No, it's the third attack, and I forgot to roll with advantage. Yeah. So, well, yeah, crit 32. I'd hope would be in. 29 slashing. And 28 necrotic. Okay, roll 20 must be screwing up because according to this, your health has not changed. Because it's still showing a 54 on mine. Yeah, the encounter build is just not accepting it. How much health are you actually on? Because as I said, I've got no data at the moment. Okay, I'm just going to load your character so that I can see what you're on. Because yeah. Okay, I've attacked. Once, twice, third time. So I've still got 2 attacks left. Dirty 29. 21. 12 necrotic. And last attack. Dirty 26. 15. 15 slashing. And 13 necrotic. Okay. It's back. Well, it's going to be back to the turn order. At the start of his turn, where everyone's been paying attention, there comes some heavy rustling from behind the tents. Oh, damn it. Do you want to flip them vertically? This takes so blinking long doing this. You hear a yell out from the brides. We got a problem out here. The daughters have turned up. A lot of them. Turns out they had a plan to assassinate the Khans, possibly. So a large number of them have descended upon the arena. And in the sky you hear the wing beats of something very large approaching. As a huge single-eyed dragon flies overhead. And amongst you, and in the middle of the combat area, a circle of blue energy appears. Vexar looks at you. What sorcery is this? What's going on? And what are you here, dragon? You swore that you wouldn't ever appear in our camp. The dragon looks down. Why are you engaging these idiots? Why are you engaging with these you fool? Kill them! They seek to end our conflict. Cut them down, you idiot! I have to do this cleanly, he yells back. You need to keep the war going. The dragon roars at him. I promised you power. So long as you keep the war going, we'll all have power. And now we have to slay everyone here. There can't be any witnesses. Even my own number. The daughters all start looking up at the dragon like, what? Okay, it's Kinryu's turn. And the shit has hit the fan. No, not unfortunately, no, not on a 17, no. Oh my god. You hit him that time. He's down on the 17. Yeah, they all do. Um, they do. But they would be I was thinking about this actually earlier on when it comes to decapitation or like other rules. No, I meant for like dehorning and stuff because I was thinking like to make it fair. I was spitballing this idea in my head, just this notion that if you were gonna, like like take someone's hand off or something, I thought if you make it say most of the percentage of their hit points is going to be in their body. If you did, say, 30% of their damage to chop their arm off or their leg off, that would be enough to chop their arm or leg off. Something like a horn, you'd probably only have to do maybe 10 damage to lop his hand, lop his. Well, technically, yeah, it would be an inanimate object because it's dead. Well, you got a crit. Yeah, you could tear with no with 24. You can literally tear the horns out of his head. Oh. Tears the horn out and then just skewers him through the chest. Kinryu wins. Fatality. Um, as soon as that happens, the Guardian heals Mina. No, she's healed to full. Yeah. Well, she wasn't actually dead. She was just unconscious. Funny thing is, as you were saying that, he was only on 34. Yeah, he had 200 health at the start. 200, no, 220 health at the start. So yeah, you had fucked him up by that point. I just didn't want to tell you. Well, as you're doing that, the dragon is slowly, well, I say slowly approaching. The dragon is hovering overhead over the energy circle. It roars down at you. You may have won this fight, but my sisters and I will fight you until your dying breaths. You will not rob me of my slaves. Mina looks up at them. Slaves? So our sisters are no more free than they would be working with the brothers? At which point, as she says brothers, there is a burst of light, and the energy circle that had appeared on the ground is revealed to be a summoning circle. And two enormous golden fists fly out of the portal and they smack the dragon clean in the face, knocking it tumbling to the ground over 60 feet away. No, not really. Ah, where's the. And from out of the portal, you hear a strange music. And a large Tauren steps forward. Beside him is a centaur. Oh, I forgot to upload it. Hold on, give me a second. I don't want to lose the momentum. Come on. There it is. I thought. And there's a guy with a guitar playing it and singing. He's Labyrinth Mead. Labyrinth Mead. He was born in a labyrinth. He is Labyrinth Mead. Shush. I heard someone say, brother, brother. What's going on here, brother? Well, it sounds like I got here just the right time then, brother. I'll deal with the brothers. And you, goddess, you go deal with the sisters. Fernando, you go and deal with that dragon. Oh, of course, of course, I will deal with the dragon. You know me and dragons. This one should be easy. As he races off, Agatha's riding off after the sisters, and me not wanting to move the dragon by accident. Stupid dragon token. Okay, so Agatha starts yelling out to the sisters. You sisters, you've been serving this monster this whole time. He has you trapped as badly as the Empire of Blood had you trapped. Now join with me. I'm your kin. I am Agatis, the mother of your race, the mother of Motoro. They immediately recognize her from the scrolls and the paintings and things and rally to her cry. In the same way as the brothers, seeing Motoro and his championship belt, are immediately, well, old Toro are like, it's him, the Holy Father. Yeah, brother, Labyrinth Mead, I'm here. And we're here to deal with this. The the hag dragon immediately gets back up and attempts to kill several of its own. They're, it hits them with its breath weapon and immediately disintegrates four of them that were coming up on one side, aging them to dust in seconds. As Fernando steps out in front of it. Oh, you see, dragon, you try that trick on me, and you will find that this one does not like bad breath, especially from a lady. It turns and attempts to do the same to him. Yes, come on, monster, feed on Fernando. Its breath weapon trying to absorb his ageless nature absorbs energy more and more and more and more. The energy building up until the blackstone plates on its chest, which were holding its energy in, start to break away, and he can't stop. It keeps breathing on him, trying to make him age. But you forget, I am Fernando Martinez. You cannot kill me by aging me. I am ageless. And so, this is where you end, beast. Your enslavement of this kind is over. Goodbye. And say hello to my brother in the afterlife. I'm sure he will find a fitting place for you in the hells. And the dragon simply bursts into age and just is consumed in its own energies. You see, no one beats Fernando when it comes to oral. Yes, yes. You were wondering how Fernando was there, and it's like, no, it's a different token. It's the purple one. What, by having a racist Spanish stereotype kill him? I didn't realize they did that in Beast Wars. Yeah, yeah. So Agarthas comes back over with the sisters. The brothers have all basically ra- have rallied behind El Toro. The spirit guardian slowly vanishes as its purpose is. Yeah, Mean I think has dismissed it by this point. So you see, we have dealt with your problem. Now, I believe our young friends here are the ones who should mediate this dispute from here on out. Isn't that right, Pussy Smasher? You heard it, brother. This guy here, this Kinryu the Pussy Smasher, he's defeated Shadowhorn and brought you peace. But you see, brothers, you can't have peace without a good woman or a good boy at your side, whichever you're into. Isn't that right, Fernando? Hmm. Fernando agrees. Either is good. But for me, brother, it's my girl here, Agathis. Isn't that right? Especially with Hogan's voice and the billowing cape and everything. You know he would be doing. He's treating it like a WWE promo. God uppercuts. God uppercuts a dragon who could end your world. Then comes out of a portal yelling "brother." And then what you were just about to. Sorry, I just thought I'd add that to what you were just going to say. I don't think the Motorans would even expect anything else because they would have. Well, the Centaurians would, especially the male ones, would actually be thinking of stories. Well, they would have secondhand versions of Motoro's childhood stories of El Toro. So what they're going to get is El Toro telling his child simplified versions of his adventures, cleaned up because he's talking to a kid, but also hammed up quite a bit because it's El Toro. And then they're getting 10,000 year later versions of those. Yeah. Oh. God. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go for it. I think I think Kinryu's about to have more of a collapse than anyone. No, I'm going to count that as a crit success. my my brothers, I think. No, this is where El Toro steps up and goes, Kinryu has spoken very eloquently, brothers, and I think that what we need to do is to end the rule of Khans. From now on, there should be no Khans. You need to have a council of a new world order of sorts that will mix the brothers and sisters and bring them together in unity, and not keep this rivalry going. To end this rivalry, to live in a more civilized way. To that end, and I don't mean to insult you there, Kiryu, brother. I don't think you would be the right person to aid them in this time. I think it would be my place, at least temporarily, to lead you with my wife Agatus and show you a way of living together with the sisters. So you can put away those manky socks and learn to live with civilized women. Isn't that right, brother? Fernando looks at him and goes, sort of smirks, like, he is correct. You see, sisters, he was not the most civilized of beasts, even when Fernando met him. And so, yes, I've helped him with his marriage, without cheating, because I am not a pimp. They had one of Fernando's new beginnings. And so should you. You need one of Fernando's new beginnings. And so I shall help you too. And the one over there, what is his name? Um, Charles Stanris. He will help you as well. Once I've taught him a few songs. I've heard his range is not so good. Awesome. I look forward to teaching you about many things. But till then, I think Agatas and El Toro would be the ones for you to teach you all. Do you not agree? The Centauran males look sort of a little confused, like, hmm. And if you disagree, I'm sure my friend El Toro here will wrestle you and beat you up, or whatever it is you think would help you to deal with your problems. Agreed now? They all look at each other and go, okay. They don't want to get beaten up by their grandfather. Um, yeah, yeah, that's good with us. Oh, perfect. Mm. So it is in this frame, my brothers, that we assign which we start this new Centauran peace. And we make peace with the people who live at the other end of the island, who worship Purin, and allow them some small territory to start farms, and we'll trade with them, and in future perhaps they will come and live with us, and we'll live with them, and we'll have peace and harmony across this whole nation, brother. And the tribes that were living out towards the volcanoes will be allowed to move closer and not have to live out there on the range in the dangerous areas. Because we'll have enough food. If we share the food with the villagers, we'll have more than enough food with everyone. So everyone will have somewhere safe and peaceful to live without anyone having to live in that hell. What do you say? They all agree. They're just dumbstruck by this. This is just utter surprise. What they don't realise is the Order of Blood have snuck out the back. Slinking away, boys. Slinking away. And running away. Yeah. Yeah, you failed. Yeah. They've made their escape. El Toro steps over to you. You see here? You see here, brother? This friend of mine, Fernando. He has connections in the underworld. He knows your brother's spirit is there. With the Raven, um, well, I say with the Raven Queen, but not the Raven Queen. With whichever afterlife Purin and her worshippers live in. I don't really know, brother, but I know he's there. He has his reward. That being is just a husk. But if you want, we can go after him. I promise you. El Toro promises you that we'll get a team together and go after him. Mm, we'll take care of him. You. Mm. And deal with Fernando. I believe that we should deal with him before he causes any more grief. But you have Fernando's word that we will go after him. Wherever he goes. But till then, brother, I say that you should enjoy yourself. Enjoy tonight. And teach your young apprentice Purin's ways. I'm sure when you get the chance to speak with Purin, she would want to tell you how well you've done. From from inside the portal, you hear another voice. You hear Purin's voice going, "Well, when they get rid of the Blackstone, I will." Once it's been cleared up there, I will do that. So yeah, that's the other thing, brother. You need to find all the Blackstone in the land and destroy it. Our artificer friends here have found ways of destroying it permanently through nullifying it in a special cauldron. And from then on, the Blackstone will be gone forever. And then we'll have peace. Is there anything that anyone would like to do before? Oh yeah, yeah, that'll get addressed. That'll get addressed. Mm. Well, Fernando is pretty good at getting a team together. So I will find some appropriate people to go with Braveheart to help redeem his brother's body and bring peace to his soul. I'm sure that would help. Well, no, to bring peace to it, because some part of his body is being used by that monster. It's going to be tormenting him in the afterlife. I don't think he can truly appreciate it until his body is laid to rest. It is something the other me um, has told me that there is something to your body being possessed that this creates a disquiet in the eternities. Like you know that it's a bit like someone stealing your shoes. You know somehow that someone has them and is dancing in them, but you don't know where or when or how. That is how Fernando sees it. But your serious friend here, Braveheart, he definitely needs some companions. And you two are far too busy here with your young wives and your peace. As I said, Fernando here will find a team for him, and they can hunt him down. Perhaps other paladins of Purin or other worshippers who worship Purin can help him. And now, I mean, in the next few weeks, the first colonists will be arriving at the town. The farms will be built within a few weeks. Now the peace treaty has been signed. So yes, Pure Ink will be able to open a proper church. And I think the Centaurans will deal with the Blackstone, so Perrin will be able to walk amongst you. So even here amongst the Centaurans, there will be more civilization. Mm, which will be good. And he gets El Toro out of the village for a little while and stops Agatas upsetting people. Yes, it can't always be title defenses. And to be honest, as I told you earlier, they really did need Fernando's new beginnings. The loss of their child affected them deeply for a long time. Knowing that he went back in time and became a hero was some small piece for them. But it has been difficult. They have hurt. They have been hurting a great deal since it happened. But knowing that these races sprung from his loins has given them hope. They see these people as their children, their grandchildren, their descendants, their blood. So they wanted to come here. And they are the right. It's all right, Kinryu. You did what you needed to do. You showed them that their ways can work, but they need molding to become better. They need to become a better people. They need their. Oh, it does. It does. It does, Kinryu. Plus, for you, you have young wives here who are going to want to stay, and I think some of them may have a fat belly as well. So they may have fire spitting, uh, fire spitting Motoro like beings. I don't know what that could be. Motoro's people? Well, Purin Purin blessed you when you left. And that is probably why you've been so fruitful, eh? Fernando laughs. But that is all for the next. That is all for the next. The next few. No, it's for weeks to come, months to come. For all you know, as you have just beaten the greatest monster of all time, you may find that you have several more wives in the wings waiting for you. But oh no, Fernando, he is not for settling down. He is still the chosen of the Raven Queen. Well, you have only meeting Fernando. I am not the true Fernando. Hmm, perhaps his suit was pink and mine is purple, and in purple I am magnifique. Yes, you must go and deal with your wives. Otherwise, you will need one of Fernando's new beginnings. Okay. Um. So. Oh no. Okay. I'm thinking what dice to roll. Okay. How many of them are there? Okay. I randomly spawned a number of daughters of Motoro. One, two, three, four. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, there's actually 20. I can't believe I'm doing this. Roll a d20 with advantage. No, yeah, just take the highest number in the same way as you would rolling with advantage. 14. That's how many you've got. Yes. 14 of them are heading to you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Ability proof. Greater armor. Oh, I'm trying to remember what the armor one was. Yeah, I just knew he was going to say that. Greater penetration. Oh no, Charleston's got the perfect person to play with. With advantage. Yeah, that's successful. Because that would be 41 with his assistance. Hazelhoof just comes over to Braveheart and goes, "Don't worry, we'll find your brother. No, we'll find what monster took his body. You have my word. We'll find him." She's just trying to comfort you. She's not trying to do anything seductive or anything like that. She's just trying to comfort you because she knows you're hurting. Because she's someone who just shares the same faith as you and basically doesn't really know you that well, but just wants to be your friend. She wants to be whatever will help Braveheart because you've inspired her to a life that she could have never have had. When you were here, just being the stubborn old lion you seem to be, just full of faith and Then when I met Purin, she gave me these robes and said to come back and to help you because vengeance can't be your only motivation. Well, as long as you are just. Well, let's head back to the uh, to the other village and meet with Purin. I'm sure when Fernando finishes, he'll catch us up and we'll head off on our mission. Because I don't think Braveheart would stick around for a ceremony or a celebration. I think he would consider he has work to do still. So as you two walk off away from the, so you're about to leave the group. Well, leave the area. Are you going to say anything lasting to Kinryu and Charleston and Felder? So as this Felder looks over and goes, "Yeah, he's right. I'm going to stick around for the party, though." So as the sun goes down and Braveheart and his new apprentice head off into the distance, Braveheart telling her all about the various tenets of Purin, a party starts at the conference camp. Felder is partying with the brothers with a robot armor wearing wolf. Motoro is playfully wrestling with a couple of them as Agata smiles and laughs. Kinryu's disappeared into well, Kinryu is darting between several tents, covering his dragon hood as he travels between them. He, um, the walk the walk of I can't do this dignified in one tent, so I've got to like split them up amongst several tents and then dash between them. Yes, and at the same time, Charleston Riz and Fernando are playing music as the rest of the ones who haven't shacked up with someone partying and enjoying the atmosphere, including the Guardian and his wife. They turn to each other and confirm that he was definitely the right choice. And the son of, I'm trying to think which one it was who asked. The son of Malgor reunites with his father. Then they share an embrace. And so, with that, this campaign comes to an end. Did anyone have any kind of epilogue planned for their character post the finale? he definitely will. He definitely will. That's going to be in canon. Um, he's going to have some other journeys first though, before he does that. Potentially depends on if what we vote on behind the scenes. But if you'd want to continue playing Braveheart in a set in a spin-off campaign, that is a possibility. 6 months. Mm, mm, uh, actually, within 6 months they wouldn't have been born. Apparently, a horse gestation period is 11 months. So yeah, for a centauran, it'd probably be at least 12 months. So they'd be pregnant for a whole year. Mm. Oh, you're cutting out. Oh, yeah, yeah, you're a lot clearer again. Mm, mm, mm. Well, yeah, for the first 6 months, as I said, it's going to be building, developing. Um, Kinryu's going to need a small hall to live in. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, that's the conclusion of Rise of the Beastkin as a new nation, which has now formed between the village and the Centaurans. I'm not sure, not quite sure what they would actually call it. Probably just the island of the Beastkin or something like that. Like at the moment, the island is named after the Celtic name, which would have been the first language. Well, the first people they'd have spoken to were druids, so I took the name based off of Celtic names. But in common, probably would have just been like sanctuary, as all beastkin who were treated as slaves throughout the world would find themselves a place to live in this nation, um, in all of its different environments. And so I don't think there was anything else. Anyone else? Did anyone else want to say anything before we end the campaign? I'd just like to thank our players one last time. Yeah, this is what I tell you. I'm a very sneaky DM when it comes to things. You tell me stuff, and then it goes in, and then it all ends up in the melting pot that's in my head. Yeah, that would have could have potentially had problems. Well, that's why I went for, as I said, labyrinth maid. Labyrinth maid. It works so well as well. Like, might have to get AI to do a version of it, or at least work out the words first. Mm. But he's got the he's got the columns and rocks running through his veins. Well, it even fits because it's the same number of syllables. Well, close enough. Maze. Mm. Well, as I said, that's gonna be it for today, and the last time we use these credits. So, for the last time in this campaign, at least. Good night, everyone.